Hey guys, my name is Emil. I am the VP of Marketing at Harrison Co. I myself am a computer science engineer turned marketer. I've been into the marketing space for almost like 5 years now, and have been working with the. I was previously working as the B2B SaaS marketer, and then I was also worked in the B2C sector where I was working for the ITES products across United Nations, across United States, US, Singapore, UAE, and the Indian market. So recently, it's been like 8 to 9 months since I've moved as a full-time D2C marketer, because in my entire career, I've worked in each and every department with respect to marketing, be it paid ads, be it website development, be it landing pages, be it LinkedIn marketing, be it social media marketing, you name any one of them. I've worked in each and every department, and that actually I kind of felt that my experience could more work with respect to the e-commerce sector, because when you work as an marketer in the um, D2C space, it's more like you are a full funnel marketer, because when you work as a full funnel marketer, you get to work as with the entire customer journey, right from the acquisition stage to building the awareness of the product, and then getting the users to do a lot of things, and then also bring in more referrals, or basically the retention marketing part. So this is what a full funnel marketer do, and I kind of felt that my expertise might fall really well in the D2C space. And yeah, I switched myself from the corporate world, and I moved to the D2C space, and I've been working with clients in India, the GCC countries, Dubai, Qatar, Oman, and I've also been working with clients in the UK region. So this is an overall intro about me, about what I do and things like that. So these are the brands that I've currently and I've worked with. I know most of you might know Walkero. Walkero is a leading footwear brand in India. It's one of the most leading footwear brand in India, who's doing around 2,000 crores in annual revenue. And they have a sister company called as Blue Tiger as well. They are into the apparel niche. And I've also worked with skincare brands. I've worked with the apparel industry. I've worked with uh, food products, ready to eat food products. I've also worked with the women apparel industry as well. So this is mostly my range of clients that I've worked with, and the niches I've been working with so far. And to talk about, this is one of my existing clients results that we have generated. This is an apparel brand for whom we had uh, created the entire website from scratch. This is the one of the first ever e-commerce brand that we worked with, and we've built their brand completely from scratch. And so far, I think this year we have already clocked around 1 crore 30 lakhs in revenue, and also we have crossed 10,000 orders like 2 months back, and that's the stat that I wanted to show you guys here. And this is one more apparel brand that we recently onboarded, and this is their last month sale. We've been doing full funnel marketing at Harrison Co. Like we take care of the entire website building to performance marketing. Even if you're a brand new e-commerce brand, we literally help you start from the scratch, and then eventually scale your brand to the fullest. So that's the kind of clients that we work with, and this is one of my clients' account, for which we've been able to generate 20 lakhs in revenue within like 2 months of onboarding, and the RO is almost 4.9. And this is one of my clients. This is an organic skincare brand for whom we implemented WhatsApp marketing along with when we so basically we combined WhatsApp with the performance marketing, and within a month's time we were able to double the sales that we were generating for that particular brand. And this is again one of our e-commerce clients who are into the jewelry niche. This is the kind of results that we are currently generating for them. And the right side screenshot that you see is basically an e-commerce store that we are working in the Qatar region. They have a retail store in Qatar, and they wanted to showcase their brand on the online world as well. And then we help them achieve the numbers for them. And this is one of our skincare brand for whom we have the highest retention rate. And eventually, this session is also about how do we increase our retention rate? How do we bring in more purchases? And I also wanted to show you the live results that we are currently doing for this particular brand as well. And like there's it's a whooping 33.87 percentage as a recurring customer rate, which is like not very common in most of the D2C brand, because I see I'm also working with brands who have like 10 to 15 percentage of the recurring customer rate, but this is the only brand that I've been able to bring around 33% of the retention part. So I just wanted to talk about like why it is really important to retain a customer in industry, and why retention marketing comes really handy when you're working in the e-commerce sector. So basically, the most and the crucial mistake I see most of the D2C brands, or let's say different marketing agencies, what they do is they actually spend a lot of money in just acquiring their first time customer. And literally, I've seen there are also brands who have come to us just for the retention marketing purpose, because they see the kind of work that we do in the industry, and that is what also we are solving mainly with respect to in our agency as well. So the problem what I see is like people only spend too much money on acquiring the first customer, but they eventually leave out spending anything on the existing customer that they have already acquired through these particular paid channels. And there is a stat which actually says like if you're able to increase the customer retention rate by just 5%, you'll be easily able to increase the company's revenue by 25 to 95 percentage. That's like a whooping number, because that's going to change the entire game drastically. And I see a lot of people not putting enough time or value or the activities to do these particular things. And customer retention not only like shows how a company successful is, it's also treating your customers right. If you don't treat your customers in the right way, they're not gonna talk about your brand or recommend your brand to anybody. So when it comes to the e-commerce marketing part, it is always not only to acquire customers and leave them as it is, but it is also important to make sure that you're engaging with your customers in the right way, and also making sure that they're satisfied with your products or services, whatever that you're providing. And also, this is more of a cost effective channel, because see, basically, logically, if you see, you are spending money, you're acquiring customers, okay, and what you need to think is that you need to see how else you can bring this customer back and make a purchase, right? So, and in order to bring a customer back, there is no much cost involved, right? Only when the cost is involved, only to acquire the customer. But there are a lot of things that you can do to bring them back, which I'll definitely be talking about in my other slides. But yeah, retention marketing is actually the most cost-effective channel, because let's say if you're able to satisfy a customer in the right way, let's say he's very much happy with your services, he's definitely going to come back to you. And I could also maybe tell an example. Let's say there is a really good restaurant who's providing a good food. The taste is like eventually it's tastier every time you go. So eventually you love having food from there, and you always tend to go back, right? That's the exact same scenario that also happens with e-commerce. If you're able to provide a good customer experience for your e-commerce store, this is the best way to get more revenue out of that. And again, talking about the consumer product industry, there is a lot of scope where I think right now there is one skincare brand. I think Vishnu is from the skincare brand, and I see a lot another. There are different people from different industries, right? So with respect to niches like household goods, pet foods, or pet products, or beauty essentials, or like even say baby products, these are our everyday essentials, right? Without food you cannot survive. You without like there are women who always like take care of their skin really well. They want to look good, so they take care of their skin really well, so they need products every now and then, right? So these niches definitely need to have a retention marketing strategy that could also help them like reduce their acquisition cost and also increase their revenue. gradually. So here, if I talk about CPG products specifically, you always need to remind your customers in restocking the products and things. So this is morely like a regular basis thing, right? And this is exactly where retention marketing plays an important role, which as I said, like it helps in boosting your revenue and your ROAs as well. So how do you increase? I think I just wanted to know if anybody has any sort of questions or things like that. Ashish, do we take the questions right now, or do you want to take it at the end of the session?
I've told people to drop in. We currently don't have sessions, so we can continue and take it later.
All right, all right, all right. Got it. So how do we increase the repeat purchase frequency for any e-commerce? So see, when it comes to marketing, right, data is always a crucial part, because if you don't understand data, you won't be able to take much decisions when it comes to anything, be it paid ads or even a social media marketing game. If you don't look at your numbers, you won't know what exactly to do. And I'm a person who is always data driven, and I always try to make use of my data in a really well manner. I use my data to take decisions. Let's say if I have to cut off anything, if it is not working, I look at the numbers, because numbers never lie. Whatever data that you see in your dashboards or analytical dashboard or any tools as such, it never lies. It actually tells what exactly is happening, and you need to act according to that. So in order to get those data, you can definitely use Google Analytics, and there is a tool called as Metamo, which will help you understand how exactly your customer is behaving on your e-commerce store. Be it like which page did they land, what's the average user session. So basically, let's take an example. Like let's say how I take decisions is basically, for any e-commerce brand, normally like as a marketer, I normally drive the people to the relevant product page. Like let's say if that particular product has a different sort of collections, then I try directing the user to the collection page, or I usually push them to the product page. So when somebody lands on the product page, I need to understand uh, if the person is actually spending more time on the page or not. Because if he's not spending more time on the product page, so that means maybe he's not finding the right information that he actually looked for. So that eventually tells me, and in Google Analytics, there is a data called as average uh, time spent, right? So with that, I'll be able to understand if the user is not able to, whether if the user is able to find this actual thing that he came for, or if he's not able to. So that literally tells me a lot of things from that. So that's why you need to use tools. You need to make sure that you're looking at data for each and every aspect. And again, marketing is completely incomplete if you're not looking at data, because data plays a vital role, and it's very important for any e-commerce brand, right? Um, then in order to also, so see, the other thing that I want to talk about is whenever you acquire a first time customer, you have no idea who is he, what does he do, and anything, right? But you can actually do that by creating quizzes to understand more about your customer. Let's say if for example, let's say if somebody has purchased a product for the first time, and if you go to Shopify, you will be able to see if he is a first time customer or not. And also I can create segments that would actually tell me if he's a first time customer or not. As I said, like data is really crucial. So here what I can do is, in order to understand my customer more, I can actually create quiz. I can maybe send him a quiz. So there are two scenarios I can do that. Either let's say he reaches out to me via a chatbot. Let's say I'm a skincare brand, and somebody reaches out to me on the website chatbot. Okay, and let's say I've already created an automatic chatbot which will help me understand my audience. So I've created a very simple quiz where I ask. So the customer is also confused on what product that he or she wants. So maybe, and then he comes to the chatbot and asks like, "Hey, I have so and so problems. So do you have a suitable solution for it?" So maybe then what I'll do is I'll redirect the user to a quiz where he or she can click on the button to whichever problem that is. Let's say if she has acne problem, then she clicks on acne. Then my second question would be like, do you have a dry skin or a oily skin or a wet skin or something like that? And then I can maybe, based on the options that the customer has chosen, I can actually take them to the relevant product page as well. So that's how you understand it. And these, so the reason, so right now you might be thinking like, why are we talking about acquiring our first customer, right? This webinar is all about talking about how do you get repeat purchases from your customer, right? So the very first thing that you need to do as a role, right? If you, in order to get a repeat purchase from a customer, you need to understand who he is, what's his buying. You need to understand what is buying, the buying journey for him or her looks like. What is the things that he depends on? What is his problems? And so only after you analyze that, you can kind of create a personalized journey for getting a repeat purchase. And in order to create this twist, you can actually use this tool called as Vati. I'm a fan of Vati. I use Vati for most of my clients. It's basically a WhatsApp marketing tool, and it also helps me build customized chatbot, and you can also place it on your website with just simple integration. It's not a much of a work. And in this slide, you're going to see Vati in all places, because I use Vati to the core. I use each of its features, and that is what is helping me drive a lot of sales and repeat purchases for the e-commerce store uh, that I work with. Yeah. So now that you have collected this data, let's say you run the quiz and you get a lot of data from the customer, right? Vati also helps you putting tags. Tags is basically an attribute just to add sort of segments to your customer. So that will help you. So that will help me in filtering the audience. Let's say he has chosen an acne product. The Vati tool will automatically put a acne product lover besides his name in his attribute. So that way it will help me segment my customer, and this way, based on the purchases that he has done. So I can also segment customer based on the number of times that they have purchased. Um, and it also helps me craft my messages accordingly. So let's say if the customer has purchased 3 times from me, that means his LTV value, the lifetime value of that particular customer is pretty high. So there are high chance where he might be interested in buying in another product for the fourth or the fifth time as well. So he is maybe a loyal customer to me. So this way, that's how segmentation plays a huge role when it comes to retention marketing. And again, I'm saying, like, if you don't understand a customer in the first place, whatever you do, your retention marketing is going to suffer. Okay. And in order to create these segments, you can use a tool called as Klaviyo. You can use a tool called as More Engaged. You can also use Vati. Klaviyo is basically an email marketing tool, but I kind of use the tool in a more of an opposite way, because the thing that I've understood so far working with the e-commerce sector is that Indians, not many Indian people open their email when they have like a promotional email on their inbox. Not many. Even I have like around 30,000 emails that are still unopened in my. So people only open email unless and until if it is a transactional email, or if it is something that is important from their bank, or if it is their company purpose email or something like that. So unless these three reasons, I don't see people opening emails much, and this is something that I've experimented um, with the clients that I'm working with as well. Email doesn't work really well. It's not that it doesn't work. Certain brands, even today, the highest customer retention rate, the client that I have, they use both email and WhatsApp to get things done. So it's not that email doesn't work for any Indian e-commerce brand. It completely depends on the product that you're selling and the niche that you're into. But I basically use Klaviyo, more like a CRM tool for the e-commerce brand. So every time I onboard a e-commerce client, the first thing that I do is set up Vati and also set up Klaviyo to that particular store. And what happens is Klaviyo has this feature where you can segment the customers dynamically based on whatever behavior. Let's say if somebody has added the product to the cart, I can actually create a separate segment. Let's say if somebody has just visited uh, the website, I can also track their IP, and based on that, I can actually start collecting the customer's data. So let's say if somebody has come to the store, and let's say and Klaviyo works on an IP, so they track basically with your IP. So Klaviyo tells me whether if he's a first time customer or a second time customer, which is massive, right? Even without me doing anything, the tool automatically does the job for me. And if it is a first time customer, and my first work is to since he has seen the ad and he's come to the website, my first objective would be to acquire his data. So maybe I will tell, hey, as you are I'll give him a very personalized message saying that like, hey, uh, you're coming to the store, coming to our store for the first time. Why don't you take a 10% off for your first purchase? So that way, what he does is he gives his email ID and his phone number, and in return, I give him a 10% code. So that way, I've acquired his email ID through which I can retarget him through email if he's not purchased the product. The second thing, I can also retarget him via WhatsApp because he's already given me his phone number so that I can reach out. So these are the things that you can do, and segments always plays a very important role when it comes to marketing, because you cannot send an abroad or a generic message to a customer who has already purchased from you. So you need to keep it as personalized as possible. So the second thing when it comes to retention marketing, right, as I mentioned earlier, you need to provide a really good customer experience for your customer, because if the experience is bad, and you can also relate it with your own real life situations. Let's say you go to a shop. Let's say you go to an apparel store, okay, and when you go to an apparel store, let's say if it is a woman who's going to an apparel store, a woman always doesn't purchase things right at the start. They need to look at a lot of collection, because even like, for example, my mom, whenever I go with along with her for shopping, she needs so much time to decide on which sari or whatever apparel she wants. It takes a lot of time, and let's say if the particular the person in the store is not reacting well, or let's say if he's not interested in showing the particular product, obviously my mom gets angry and she kind of creates a bad impact, or she has a bad opinion about that particular store. So it's very important. And let's say if that particular salesperson is showing a lot of varieties and he's convincing my mom, he's showing a lot of things that maybe according to her own taste, then eventually my mom is gonna maybe buy two. Like maybe she went to the store to buy one dress, maybe she might end up buying two or three. That's where an exact salesperson's job comes into place, right? You need to keep your customers happy, and that is what. And this is what the example that I gave is for an offline experience, but just imagine the same thing for an online experience. Let's say a customer sees your ad, comes onto the website. Let's say if the website is not loading fast, that's a pretty bad experience for a customer. Eventually, the customer will feel irritated if the website is not loading properly. That's also a part of when it comes to customer experience. And also, let's say if the customer has purchased, he's visited he's visited the store, added the product to the cart, he's liked whatever he purchased, and he's converted as a high paying customer. Don't just stop there. This is a big mistake a lot of people do. They just send, once the customer has purchased on the e-commerce store, they end their conversation there, and they just send like the screenshot that I've added here, right? They just send thank you for your purchase. That's it. It's not the end. You can actually do a lot more things beyond that. See, you need to have hyper personalized post engagement flow when it comes to retention marketing. If you need to satisfy a customer, you need to go beyond just the thank you email. So basically, you can do stuff like, let's say the customer has purchased the product. Now you can send the customer a thank you email. Along with that, maybe you can also give him. So let's say if he's a first time customer, maybe you can also give him a coupon code for doing a second purchase as well. So that way you're incentivizing your thank you email, because any sort of transactional emails, right? Transactional emails have a really high open rate. Okay, so you need to make use of those things. And yeah, so again, you're trying to create a second purchase, so you're giving him 10% discount. What if he loves your product and then he feels that, okay, maybe let me buy the same product for maybe in a different color. So you can he or she can use that particular coupon code, and they can make the purchase for sure. So it's very important to have like a post purchase engagement flow. You can do this through Wati so easily. And I feel nowadays, as I said, right, like people don't open their email. Instead, you can use WhatsApp, and I think WhatsApp is currently booming. And we at Harrison Go, we are doing WhatsApp marketing for most of our clients, and that's how we are able to generate these kind of retention rates for our customers. And as I said, when it comes to the e-commerce industry, the customer experience is way too important than anything else, because here the customers don't get to see the product in person. So you need to create a really good a retention flow or like a post purchase flow, so that the customer has a good opinion about your brand, and also do a lot. I mean, like maybe refer your brand. And here, you can use the power of marketing automations. Like again, you can use Klaviyo for sending thank you email. You can send Vati, and in Vati, the best part, right? It's not only you don't need to stick just to the thank you email. You can also send. Let's say if it is a skincare brand, you have huge amount of scope, because by the time, so let's say the product takes around 3 to 4 days time to deliver it to the end user. In that 4 days, you can actually create a credibility through just by sending a WhatsApp message. So as soon as you send the so instead of sending a blank or like a very text savvy WhatsApp message or an email message, you can also send a founder thank you message as well. It could be in a video format where the founder has spoken, "Hey, thank you for I'm the founder of so and so brand. Hey, thank you for purchasing from us. Um, and this is why this is what we're trying to do. This is our vision. This is how our products are, and these are the things that our products can achieve." So when a brand owner comes and talks in front of an audience, right, that actually creates a more like a personalized experience for the customer as well. So just imagine like the same concept that I explained before, like my mom going to a apparel store checking out the product that we want. If the salesperson is not able to convince, or if there is no human to human connect, right? And when it comes to the internet world, human to human connect is actually pretty less, right? You're basically talking to a person through the internet, right? But what if you're able to talk to your customer directly through WhatsApp? And let's say if they have multiple different questions, what if you're able to answer them through WhatsApp? Which is pretty amazing, right? And you can do that through tools like Vati, Interact, and you can also use Vixgo, which is a recent platform that we have onboarded, and it's pretty working out really well. And you can do a lot of things. Also being omnipresent is really important for any e-commerce brand, because you might not know through which channel a customer would reach out to you in case of support. Maybe if he's on WhatsApp, I think WhatsApp is being used by most of the people in all over the world, right? But you can also make use of email. You can also make use of Instagram DMs. There is this another tool also called as Fresh Chat, which is a product of Freshworks, where they also help you integrate with Instagram DMs, so that even if a customer DMs on Instagram or on your Instagram page, you can still get it on your Freshworks dashboard, where it would be like all channels connected to one single platform. So that's the kind of things that you can do with marketing automation. The second thing is telecalling. Sorry, the third thing is telecalling. See, telecalling also plays an important role, because again, I said like human to human connect is very, very important. And let's say the customer has made a purchase, maybe in like 4 or 5 hours, you can also you can call the customer, take his feedback regarding the product, and so that also creates a good impression with respect to the customer as well. So he might also feel like, and let's say if the telecaller was really good at convincing, and maybe as a token of appreciation, maybe the telecaller could also give a 10% discount through the call. Instead of sending them a message, the telecaller could directly call the customer and say, "Hey, as you are first time customer, I would be happy to give you a 10% off for your second purchase." So that way, again, you're trying to create a second purchase from the same customer. And there is a saying, like this is also something that I follow. Whenever you acquire, see, once you acquire a customer, you need to at least get another 5 sales from. That's when an actual e-commerce store becomes profitable, and that's something that's kind of a mantra even I'm following even today. Uh, you've already paid enough amount for your acquisition cost, and you're acquiring the customer. Now it's time for you to see what are the things that, and you can also use these things, whatever I'm doing in my agency, in order to get repeat purchase. And I try to get as much purchases as possible, so that way at the end, the brand that I'm working for is actually profitable. Here comes the upsell and cross sell strategy. This is the most important thing that I really, really love, because upsell and cross sell strategies has its own beauty of getting repeat purchases. So as I mentioned earlier, like transactional messages such as order, shipping updates, and confirmation email has then 100% open rate on both WhatsApp and emails, because whenever a customer places an order, see the difference between transaction email and promotional, like the core thing that I see, right? When it comes to transaction email, the customer always wants to confirm whether the order has been placed in the proper way, or whether the payment has been received by the store successfully. So eventually they'll try opening the transactional mail every single time as soon as the order is placed. Like I myself, whenever I purchase anything, I just make sure that I open my transaction email and I'm just confirming, okay, I placed my order and it's in it's there. They will ship the product as soon as it is being packed. So this plays a vital role, and this is exactly you can also do a lot of things. So whenever, so as I said, like transaction mail, people open it for sure, and that's where you can actually try upselling them through WhatsApp or email. And I today I prefer doing a lot of things on WhatsApp, because a lot of people are available on WhatsApp, and the moment they get any messages on WhatsApp, they open it really quick. So here are four different things that I mostly do whenever I've acquired a customer for the first time. Uh, as soon as they place the order, I send them an order confirmation message along with the welcome message. So we kind of test out with both the founder video, and also we have tested out with a normal text message where we are actually welcoming the customer. And also at times we also create a dedicated club. And if you are a woman apparel brand, right, you can actually create a dedicated club where you can add these paying customers into the club. So whenever there is a new offer, you don't need to go to your paid ads and acquire. Instead, you already have your buying customer in a dedicated group. And the second thing is also I try to so the moment I send a shipping notification, right, I also send them a message where, hey, has your, let's say if somebody has purchased a t-shirt, when I send the shipping notification, I try to add a product link which is somewhat closer to the product that they've already purchased. Let's say if they're buying a t-shirt, they would also be interested in buying a track pant or a jogger as well. So that is something they could purchase from. And basically, I'm trying to upsell or cross-sell the product based on whatever purchase they have done. So that is also and this is also this all these four the top three messages, right? The order confirmation, shipping notification, feedback message, something people always open on WhatsApp. They don't they make sure that they open the message and see what it is. And this is exactly where you can try making your repeat purchase as well. You can tell, hey, your purchase once a product, maybe you should try this out as well. And customer maybe goes into the platform, and let's say Klaviyo or Wixgo tracks the particular person. Okay, this person is coming for the second time. I can also send them personalized messages saying that, like, hey, I see that you have checked out our WhatsApp message and you have visited this particular product. Would you like a 5% discount? Or maybe send them some product related video which could make them buy the product without any questions. So that is also something that you can do with both WhatsApp and email as well. So this is just a upselling message. Basically, I normally send whenever it comes to product restocking. So see, the thing is, products. Let's say if you are into a pet niche, or let's say if you are into a skincare brand, or let's say if you are into like ready to eat food or something like that. These are all regular basis products, which I told previously, right? These are all regularly used by the consumer. So, like, for example, if there was
Emil, we lost your audio.
am I audible now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, while I was working with an organic skincare brand, what we basically did is we kind of asked the client a list of data where, let's say if somebody is buying an aloe vera gel, we want where the client told us how much days that particular product would actually last. And he gave, like, he told us that the aloe vera gel stands for at least a maximum of 30 days. That's the product quantity available with them. So this way, I also knew that, okay, let's say if somebody is purchasing an aloe vera gel, maybe I could reach out to them in 30 days. Uh, maybe in 30 days to make sure that they're trying to restock their particular product. And that's what this upselling, and basically it's like upselling, right? I've already acquired the customer. Now I know that again, this also depends on the data, right? I have a segment that I've created where I want to segment and filter out only the people who have bought aloe vera gel from the particular brand. And now I have the data where I know that okay, within 30 days the product is going to get over, and from the day that they have purchased, I kind of set the automation on Vati to and tell the tool that hey, after 30 days, I want you to send them this particular message where they hey, greetings from brand name. Hope you're doing great. You ordered the product a while ago. We are hoping you love your product. So this is a friendly reminder that it's time to restock in case your supplies are running low. It's a very personalized message. And I'm also creating an urgency as well. Order in the next 24 hours, and the shipping is on us. I'm giving them actually free shipping charges. I'm taking out the shipping charges because I'm not spending much amount here. All I'm spending is just to send a WhatsApp message, which actually cost me 38 paise, rather than spending too much money on ads where nowadays the acquisition cost is like 400, 500, 700 rupees. I'm just spending 38 paise to send this message, and in return, maybe I'm getting like 400 or 500 rupees per piece. And imagine what would be the ROI. That's how powerful it is when you are using WhatsApp marketing for retention. And this is again and another way of cross selling with an incentive. This is what I told. Let's say I've bought a denim. I've bought a jeans pant, and now I'm telling that hey, you also get a denim shirt along. So this is something I can do right after the purchase is done. Let's say I've ordered a Levi's jeans. Now I'm suggesting the user hey. This is actually an order completion message. As soon as the order has been placed, I'm sending, hey, thanks for ordering from brand name. Before we part ways, we have a suggestion. Denim shirt gives a great look with the solid color jacket that you have purchased. We have a wide range of jackets. So basically, here the customer has bought a denim shirt, and in which I'm trying to cross sell a solid color jacket along with it. So eventually, anybody who buys a shirt would also be interested in buying a denim jacket based on whatever interest he has, right? So I'm trying to see if he's okay or if he's interested in buying. And also, as I've already acquired this customer, I don't mind giving him a 20% discount. And jackets are always costly, right? So I'll be definitely be able to cope up with the price and the discount that I'll be sending. And I'm also again creating an urgency here that the code is only valid for only 48 hours. So this is a pretty simple message that you can send in order to again increase your repeat purchase. And also, there is a third way of doing where I'm asking a customer feedback and I'm trying to upsell them over there or cross sell them over there. So basically, the customer has bought earpods a month ago. I just wanted to, so in this month he would have definitely used that particular. I'm not trying to upsell or cross sell him right after he purchased. I'm actually reaching out to him after a month time. So let's say if he's telling, I'm very happy about the product. Now maybe I will tell, hey, thanks for the feedback. We are actually celebrating a fourth anniversary, and we are offering some discounts, and maybe you can save up to 60%. Click on the link here and then go ahead and purchase your product. Again, this is the repeat purchase which I'm doing after a month of time. So this is also something you guys could definitely try, and it works flawlessly for any niche, be it skincare, be it like a pet store, or be it an electronics brand or something like that. It works flawlessly for them. And then the main concept that you need to understand, right? People don't come to social media for buying stuff. It's more like an edutainment channel, I would say. Right? People also come there for like I see a lot of content creator providing a lot of valuable information on Instagram, and there are also other content creators who kind of entertain the audience as well. So when it comes to social media for any e-commerce brand, never try to be salesy over there. Rather, try to educate your customer or educate your end user about a particular product. Let's say if a particular product has a very, let's say if you're into a skincare brand and you have a very gentle product that will not harm your skin much and has like very less chemicals. So maybe you could talk about the importance of using that product. What would be the difference if you start using the product? So never see your social media channel as a selling platform. Rather, you educate the user, and this way, let's say if you have already acquired a customer and if he's already following you on social media, you are maybe like without any cost, you're actually maybe posting a content or a reel video, right? It doesn't cost you much to create a reel video. Let's say what if that particular customer sees this particular video and he or she is interested in the product without even you directly sending them any offer. It's basically you are educating the audience and then you're trying to get a repeat purchase from them. That's also a part of retention marketing. And this could be a bit of off topic, but a lot of marketers would say, like even I right now told you, right, like once you've acquired the customer, maybe um, you can use the WhatsApp and the email platform to retarget. Sorry, and talk to your customer again and see if they're interested in a purchase. But you can also make use paid ads in a different way as well, where you can actually maybe let's say if they've already purchased a product, let's say you're launching a new product, then you can also retarget them, saying that like, hey, you can also create a very personalized ad for them, like where a person comes and say that hey, you have purchased a product recently and this is a new product that we have launched. So it's more like a direct, and you can also segment these users by getting their email ID and phone number. As like right now Klaviyo picks all my customers data, right? So here I can actually create a dynamic segment through Klaviyo, and I'm actually what I'm doing is, as I said, that I'm not using Klaviyo for email marketing. I'm mostly using Klaviyo as a CRM software because it also has direct integration with Facebook ads. So whenever I create a dynamic segment through Klaviyo, I'm actually pushing that data to Facebook's retargeting audiences. So I create different segmentations where people who have added to my cart, or let's say if they are my purchase buyers, then whenever I launch a new product, then I run these kind of paid ads where I'm actually retargeting the person for a very small budget. I don't put a lot of budget and retarget my purchases, but this is one way you can do, but not many times I would recommend doing it. But I just wanted to come up and tell that this is also something that you could do through paid ads. And Klaviyo is a beautiful platform, as it integrates seamlessly with Facebook ads. And here is also some UGC content, as I mentioned, like if you are launching a new product, maybe you can create some good UGC content and then show it in front of people so that they kind of buy the product in a more different way. And also one last thing that I wanted to talk about is also the click to chat ads, where let's say this is more for a first time buyer, where let's say if he's not interested in the product, but at least you get to capture his number on WhatsApp. So basically you run an ad on Facebook. The moment he clicks on the ad, he's been directed to a WhatsApp chatbot, where you're unknowingly you're capturing the customer's data, and even if he doesn't purchase, you can retarget him through multiple different ways, as you already have his number. You can either call him directly, or you can also send him messages that are more convincing and try to get a purchase out of it. So yeah, this is pretty much it from my end. But yeah, I'm right now open to asking questions and see how